Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Divine Feminine Oracles. I'm Julie from Maison Jupiter, and I'll be your co-host for tonight's show. I'm here with my lovely soul sister, Meg Moonbeam. How are you, Meg? And welcome to the show.
I'm doing well. Very happy to be here with you and with everyone watching. Back to our regular scheduled programming, I think.
Yes. Indeed. And hello, everybody watching. We're very happy to be here with you, spending this wonderful hour. And yes, we will talk about many astrological topics, but the main one I think for tonight is going to be the Virgo new moon, which is just about to happen in 2 days' time from now. I think this is going to be a super positive new moon. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to be confused about new moons and full moon, but very positive new moon indeed. I think it's going to be a powerful manifestation portal for the most of us, and also a powerful manifestation portal right before we dive into eclipse season, which I'm going to put the slide up. We're going to talk about tomorrow during this wonderful Astro Decode, and that's going to be on the Maison Jupiter channel. So there's going to be 2 eclipses during the month of October. How do you feel about that, Meg, about this upcoming eclipse season?
Well, we've been preparing for that show tomorrow, which I'm so excited to do with you. And looking at the charts, it is intense to say the least. Very interesting things going on with these eclipses. So I'm really excited to share it with everybody.
Yeah, intense is the word. And also, we're almost like a month before the first eclipse, which is going to be on October 14th. So usually we feel those eclipses a month before and up to 6 months afterwards. So I think we're already in the orb of influence. And I can guess that a lot of people are already feeling the strong energies of the eclipses with all the propaganda coming out. So I think this is going to be one of the main themes for this eclipse season, but we'll dive into more details tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern on this channel, on Maison Jupiter's channel. So, of course, if you are watching, I'll put my little thing here. If you are watching from the Maison Jupiter channel, please give us a like if you do enjoy this content. And also don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And also join us on the Beyond Mystic channel, where also we have a lot of exclusive content over here. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. And of course, give us some likes. It really helps us into creating some more exclusive content for you guys. And also tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, JC will be having this beautiful show here with Dick Allgaier. So this is going to be a remote viewing episode called Beyond Disclosure. So I think this is going to be and a very important one as well. And I feel like we're going to have similar topics from the Beyond Disclosure episode with the Astro Decode, talking about what's going to come up with the financial system. So very excited about that. And before we dive into tonight's content, and we wanted to share a little bit about our recent trip to Arizona, Meg and I. So very excited to share that with you guys. We're going to have a beautiful candle for you tonight. So for one of you giving towards the super chats on the Maison Jupiter channel. So for tonight, it's going to be the Beyond Mystic Earth candle that we're going to give away to one of you lucky supporters. So the Earth candle is infused with a black obsidian for grounding and protection. So I chose this one because we're in Virgo season. This is going to be a new moon in Virgo, so a lot of Earth energy. So I feel like this is probably the main element to help our manifestation process throughout this Virgo season. And this one is Janine's favorite scent. So this is patchouli scent. So this is what we have for you guys tonight. And yeah, do you want to describe what we were doing here, Meg?
Yeah, so in Arizona, which it was so much fun to be there with you and Sarah and JC and Jens as well. This is like such a cool picture because we're in front of the Superstition mountain range, one of the places that we were on the road, which is the most treacherous, supposedly, mountain range in all of the US. And it has a very funny energy. And I think I learned my lesson a little bit when we went up there,
Right.
how weird it can get. So we got to respect some of those. You know, we have beautiful, positive portals and sacred sites on the earth. And then we have some other places that can be a little bit more of a funny, nefarious kind of energy as well. Paranormal, but not in a fun way. So I felt like that was one of those places, and there's a lot of really freaky things going on there.
You made me laugh so much being a Scorpio sun because Meg was like, oh my God, this mountain called Superstition Mountain is the one where the most people go, what's the word? Missing.
Missing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
missing every year, super creepy. I'm like, okay, so why are we going there again? Please remind me. She's like, it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. It's that Scorpio dangerous curiosity, and then, yeah, we
And
freak out.
then we learned the hard way, as you said.
Mhm.
We attempted to hike a little bit, but it was way too hot during the day. The energy felt really uh, dreadful, if I can say.
Dreadful, weird, and there was nobody else there when we were there. I thought about that a lot after we've come back home. The fact that we started hiking up there and there was no one else around in kind of a creepy place, I felt like that was very weird.
Indeed. And then I had this strong, weird feeling while we were walking towards the Superstition Mountain that it reminded me of the Lord of the Ring movie, where I think it's the third one. They're walking towards the Mordor, so it feels really like heavy energy, this dreadful feeling of going somewhere where there's like a dense, negative, nefarious energy. And I shared that with you, and you were like, yeah, let's turn around and go back to the car. So
Yeah.
Lakeside Laura says, my sis lives in Tucson, beautiful place. Yes, very beautiful. And we were there also for the gem show in Tucson. So that was very fun. Lots of crystal shopping that happened there. And I have a few photos to share with you.
Love that.
So this one is a funny one.
Our
Um,
prickly pear, wasn't that a prickly pear iced tea or something?
Exactly, you're right. So I learned what's a prickly pear during this trip. So it's the little cactus flower, which is like hot pink in color. And
Mhm.
they make all sorts of beverages and all sorts of things that are flavored with prickly pear. So that was a discovery of mine. Very good. That was fun. I loved your glasses. You were like so fun. Love it. So this is when we hiked. Which one was that?
That was on the airport vortex mesa in Sedona.
Yeah, that was beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful place. And then I have a little one of you and your fiance,
Yeah.
Jans. Hello,
Yeah.
Jans. So nice to see you if you're watching. Yeah, cute pic, very cute indeed.
Mhm.
And do I have a last one here? Okay, so this last one is very funny because I was walking with JC and Sarah and we found this store boutique and I was like, wait, it says JC on it. And then and then I read it, I'm like, oh, it says Jules and JC. So we thought it was pretty funny with a fleur de lis, which represents both Quebec and France. So it's like, whoa, that was weird. So we took a
That
picture,
was
but
weird.
don't mind my face because obviously he chose the one where my eyes are closed. But that was a fun one. And I want to thank you, JC, for being such a generous person with your time, your energy, your money. You are such a generous and beautiful being. Thank you so much for being a part of this wonderful trip. And I had a lot of bad news before going there, and it was my birthday. So I know everybody, including you, Megan, I want to thank you as well for spending a quality time with me, with JC, Sarah, Jans. We really had a good time. And all of you really made me realize um, how like great company and great friendship really make a change in life when we go through difficult things sometimes. So I want to thank you, Meg, and I want to thank you, JC,
Thank you.
for being such wonderful human beings. I love you guys.
Yeah, it's a love fest.
Yeah.
What are the chances of that picture, or sorry, that place called Jules and JC with the fleur-de-lis? Like,
I know, right? And first I just saw the JC, so I was like, hey, JC, look at that. And I saw Jules afterwards. I'm like, oh, it's my name.
yeah.
That was very, yeah, Lakeside Laura saying crazy synchronicity. Yes. And Andrea Paul, thank you so much for your support. She's saying love and light to our DM family here. I'm guessing it's BM.
BM.
Sending love and light as we move toward eclipse season. Yes. Indeed. So thank you so much, Andrea. I love it. And also James is saying thank you for the amazing reading today, Meg. Thanks for these shows, Julie. Looking forward to an amazing show. So you had a lot of consultations recently, even though you were trying to take some time off. So you are a hardworking lady.
Thanks.
And I just want to mention before we talk about the new moon that if you'd like to also book with Meg, she has open spots in October. So in just a little over a month from now. So you can book on MaisonJupiter.com, and don't forget to enter the discount code Beyond Mystic in one word to get 10% off your next reading. And what would you say would be the main difference between the two choices of appointment, Meg?
Well, with the one-year personal forecast, we're looking at what we call in astrology current transits. So what is the astrology for you right now based on the current planetary placements? Sorry, I'm having a hard time with my words. And so it's like your current astrology, what to expect coming up, what's going on now. And that's a really good one, everyone, for right now, because we're entering into eclipse season, which eclipses are the greatest, in my personal astrological opinion, the greatest events that happen astronomically in terms of the Earth, Sun, Moon relationship. And affect us here on Earth. So very powerful to know how the eclipses are affecting you, what houses, planets they're activating, what areas of life are in your natural alignment. So the one-year forecast is particularly good right now because we're entering eclipse season. And the birth chart readings is when we go into your sacred birth chart, which I love doing that so much, your sacred map of why you've come here, where you come from, and what's next for you, what your journey is here and who you are. So I always feel really honored. I'm sure you feel the same, Julie, when we look at people's astrology charts, because it's really sacred information that can really help us in life navigate to the best of our ability.
Well said, Meg. Yes, I do agree with that. It's such a sacred blueprint. And I feel like you get so much out of a personal consultation, especially with you, because I've had a couple ones with you so far. And I think every time it's like, whoa, I understand a whole new layer of things that I haven't really understood so far, even though I'm an astrologer myself. But you know, when we have the help of someone else also looking at our own birth chart, even though we know sometimes a little bit about it, I think it can add a lot of depth of knowledge and understanding. So definitely. Let's talk about this new moon. Have you looked into it, Meg? The one that's on September 14th.
I have. I was looking into it today, and I agree with what you said earlier. I like the energy of this new moon, actually. There's a really beautiful grand Earth trine going on with this new moon. So I really like that. And there's a light trine with Sun and Jupiter. So I like that. We do still have Pluto square the nodes. And I think there was another funky aspect going there. But overall, I like it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree. And I'm gonna read my notes because we've done so much research for tomorrow's show that I don't want to forget anything about
Yeah.
this new moon. So let's start with the slide. Yeah, so I wrote a beautiful new moon powered by Mercury stationed into Goat direct. So as we're talking right now, Mercury is at 8 degree, just about to turn direct. So don't despair if you're having miscommunication issues like both of us, I think, had in the past couple of days, delays sometimes, issues regarding, let's say, electronics, mechanics, computer stuff. So it can be a lot of, or just projects that are experiencing some delays. For me, it was a lot of, let's say, miscommunication. Oh, I said that, but I understand this. And, or a lot of stuff has to be rescheduled. So let's say I did the schedule for this week's let's say broadcast schedule for all of our channels, and I think right now I'm at version 6 or 7 already, and we're already Tuesday. So remain flexible is probably the thing we have to learn here the most. And as we're talking right now, Mercury's at 8 degree, and it will go direct also at 8 degrees. So you see that it's not going to move very much until it goes direct on the 15th in 3 days time. So don't despair, we can do this. And 8th degree in astrology is very interesting because it's the degree of Scorpio. It's the degree of revelation. So it's a very intense degree also to be stationing at, in my opinion, as well. And Mercury will be even more emphasized at the moment of this new moon, not only because it's stationing to go direct, but it's also the ruler of this new moon in Virgo. So Mercury is going to, let's say, flavor this new moon a lot. So a lot of communication stuff are going to come out, I'm thinking. So also we could be expecting some big revelations, maybe on the world stage or in our personal lives. Let's hope it's more positive new revelations. Or there could be some important conversations about the past also coming up as well, because when we're going to have this new moon, Mercury will still be retrograde. So it will go direct in a few hours after this new moon. So whenever we have a planet that's the ruler of, and it's retrograde. Oh my God, I'm having I'm having a retrograde speaking issue, but I'm sure you guys will be able to follow. So whenever we have a planet that's very much emphasized and it's retrograde, it talks about reviewing the past or reviewing past projects, past experiences. So I think it's going to be one of the main themes around this new moon. Past secrets revealed as well, or start something mercurial in nature with a fresh new perspective, because it's a new moon. So it's opening up a new chapter, a new portal of energy, but it requires of us to have a new perspective, to be flexible, to be open to doing stuff in a different way, or to tackle a problem which is very Virgoan in nature with a different approach or a different mindset. So think about what could be coming up in your life, but remaining flexible and having an open mind, I think, are very important qualities at the moment. And we're having Mercury retrograde, which is the ruler of this new moon, opposing Saturn. So it's probably the toughest aspect, as you mentioned just before, of this new moon. So I wrote here, Operation C word here, propaganda is back, but might be facing more opposition because it's in opposition. So Saturn can bring rules and regulations, or more control over an issue, because Mercury is in Virgo, the sign of health, of work, of, yeah. So I'm thinking maybe something health related, but Saturn wants more control, but it's not going to be an easy thing. So maybe let's hope it's not going to be so easy for them to impose new regulations. But definitely, I think we're going to have a health theme coming back here because of this Mercury also retrograde at the time of this new moon. So meaning this energy from the past is going to linger a little bit more because new moon is opening up a new chapter, but with Mercury retrograde. So there could also be, let's say, worst case scenario, learning about new death, illnesses. So that's another possibilities. But I think mainly this new moon is very positive. As you said, there's a grand trine, a grand earth trine. Also, it trines Uranus, so great time to implement big changes in work, daily routines, health. So very boring stuff, I know, but I'm sure you guys are going to be reaping the rewards of that later on. Doing something different is very helped and supported at this moment. Trying also an alternative healing method could be very positive, or also diving into energy healing practices could be super beneficial at this moment. And probably the best aspect, I think, is the fact that the new moon trines Pluto. So getting rid of debts for a lot of people, getting help with some healing, strategizing with work and finances, because Pluto is a financial planet. So positive change in work, routine, and it could also lead to making more money or having a promotion for some people. So I think mainly it's going to be super positive. Of course, we already know what's kind of is getting, let's say, rolled out on the world stage. So I think that's not going to be news to anybody. Meg, do you think we could pull cards on this Virgo new moon?
Yes.
To, let's say, I have two questions. So the first one would be, what are the challenges? And then we can ask, what are the blessings of this new moon? So let's start with the challenges, if you're okay with that.
Question. What are the challenges of this new moon in Virgo?
And thanks to Lakeside Laura, she says, here's to good health for all. Yes, definitely.
Saturn.
So that's the challenge. Okay.
Yes, so the governments, like Julie was saying, you guys, and their plan, but I'm feeling like as you were talking, Julie, I don't know about you, but their energy right now, the governments and the elites that are losing their power, they're treading very choppy waters, so to speak, because they know that whatever cards they try, these are their last cards, and they're trying to not overdo it, because then we'll totally freak out and resist. But what can we do just to a point where we can still feed off everyone's energy and that fear, we can get away with it? So I'm really feeling that with them is like, how far can we go? Mm-hmm. But with this new moon is almost exactly trine Uranus. So I think it's only 1 degree off, like you were saying. So I feel like anything in this new moon in Virgo cycle, so from this new moon to the next new moon that they try to do to, lock us down or anything intense, I think it's going to be extremely challenging with that trine to Uranus, which is the planet of freedom and revolution and, being in our age of Aquarian empowerment. So I feel like, the challenge is the governments and the energy being projected from them. Interesting. Also a challenge, the 5th house. So that makes me feel about like the arts and the artists and entertainment, which is a area of life that, a lot of those people are compromised right now. So even when we want a reprieve from maybe this, when we try to turn to this to go have fun and see a movie or go to a mainstream concert, there's we know that it's weird and there's weird things being projected onto us from here through here, if that makes sense.
Yes,
so we're getting bombarded from every angle to try to stay in this low vibration, but it's not working. It's not working.
And also with your 5th house card, I was also getting to remain in our creative state. I think it's going to be more challenging. We're trying also to manifest and co-create our own reality. So I think to keep that line in mind, where we're very frustrated with what's happening in the external world, will be more challenging. Not impossible, but let's say more challenging. Yeah. That makes sense. And what about the blessings of this new moon?
What are the blessings of this new moon? I'm going to pull from, this is a really nice deck I like to pull from sometimes, Angels and Ancestors.
Ah,
Have you ever
it
seen
feels
this
very
one?
Arizona-like, where
Yeah,
we met with a lot of Navajo great people.
yeah. So yeah, this is from Kyle Gray. I really like this one. So let's see, what are our blessings with
And
this?
thank you, Jenny. We'll get to your question in the second part of the show. I won't forget. Thank you so much.
Wow, okay. Wow, okay. So we've gotten two, I pulled three cards, but two of these cards are very much about wisdom. So we got the Oracle, and we're the Divine Feminine Oracle.
Mm.
So there's a Divine Feminine Oracle. Wait for important information. So there is important wisdom coming through, which it's interesting because this new moon is at 21 degrees, which is a Sagittarius degree.
Uh-huh.
And so this new moon and the new moon solar eclipse on October 14th are both at 21 degrees. So, and we're going to get more into it tomorrow with the eclipse, but there is definitely ancient wisdom, even future wisdom, parallel life wisdom coming through for these next 2 months. We're going to be blessed with realizations and wisdom and insights from our souls, from the universe, the truths about the earth and the sky and everything in between. So that was something I've been really feeling like with that eclipse coming up. And then when I was looking at the new moon for the 14th, it's that same degree. So that's really interesting. And the elder card, move beyond ancestral patterns. So those are kind of archetypes that we work with sometimes of the oracle or the elder, if you're into spirituality. So we're being gifted with wisdom coming from ourselves, or maybe we hear really wise things from other people that are like life-changing epiphany things to hear from people. So that's interesting. And this one, I've never pulled this card before. It says broken arrow, embrace the energy of peace. So this makes me feel like, and it's funny because when we were in Arizona, I got this copper bracelet from a Navajo jewelry maker. We both got our copper bracelets. And he said, I forget his name, sorry, but he said the arrow is for protection.
So true.
So I really liked that. And this is a broken arrow, which is about not needing protection and peace and harmony. So that's interesting. There, one of the blessings could be I'm hearing spirit say like peacemaking, resolutions between people. This, honestly, you guys, this retrograde city that we've been in is a funky energy for sure.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of miscommunications going on. We're still in which day is it? Mercury goes direct 15th, right, Julie,
Yeah.
on the 15th. So we're still 3 more days of this energy. And usually the Mercury retrograde is strongest at the beginning and right at the end. So we're in that period where any miscommunications going on, it's going to get sorted out if we've been going through some weird stuff like that, I feel like, from this card. So those are some nice blessings.
I love it. And Chelsea here is saying, nice intuition activated, and we are fully supported. So
Mhm.
it really feels like something gets even more, I don't want to say developed, but another word, well, maybe activated is the right word, Chelsea.
Yeah.
You got it. Um, and it feels like from your cards, Meg, we could get also downloads from our ancestors, our guides. Especially, it seems like the ancestors from the land have something to say, and we could be able to channel because it's also an earth sign, right? Virgo's earth. So the
Mhm.
ancestors from the land is also something that seems, well, some type of presence that seems to want to make itself known, from what I understand. Okay, I feel guided to also pull an oracle card. So let's see what they want to say regarding what kind of activation or downloads are we getting at the moment of this new moon. Ah, okay, interesting. I'm having the I'm sorry card, which talks about defensiveness, riding past wrongs, uprooting. So it really feels like it's something connected with the land, that
Yeah.
we're removing blockages or bad energies that are attached to the land, and somehow like it made us not be able to fully be rooted and connected with the energies of sacred sites or sacred places or ley lines. So it feels like we're liberating our lands. Wow.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's very powerful.
Woo. Okay.
Ooh.
I love it. Wayne is saying yes. Julie, yes. Wow. Okay. So you put a comment here. Thank you so much for your support. Grow. Really appreciate it. Okay. What do you think about Libra, Ascendant in Taurus, and Moon in Cancer? Do you want me to maybe spin the wheel?
Sure.
Okay. I'll put my wheel here for do we want the new moon chart or the chart for today? Maybe the new moon chart.
Yeah, new moon chart.
Okay, give me
That's
2 seconds.
cool, Grow Wench, because I'm also a ascendant in Taurus, so I can relate to you a lot. And we've got Jupiter in Taurus right now and Uranus in Taurus as well. So depending what degree your ascendant is, Grow Wench, we've got Jupiter and Uranus activating our ascendant, which is really, really powerful and cool. So this is a really great time for anything Jupiter rules and Uranus rules for you. Jupiter and Uranus. Jupiter is about expansion, higher knowledge. Interesting what Julie was just picking up on. And they're both in the sign of Taurus, which rules the land and Mother Earth. So this is a time of abundance for you, not just through money, which Taurus rules, but abundance of. It's interesting. As soon as you say spirits of the land, Julie, I always start to feel the spirits of the land. So I don't know where you're from, Grow Wench, but I'm feeling like Australian Aboriginal people around that are very uh, much with you. So I don't know if that's a this life thing, Grow Wench, or a past life thing, that connection. And you are being seen by the spirits of the land, by spirit, and they're very grateful that you are alive right now and you share very beautiful energy with the planet. I'm just feeling that intuitively. But astrologically, this is an amazing time of abundance, expansion for you, having Jupiter and Uranus both in Taurus. So that's absolutely amazing. How you're showing up to the world, your Taurus rising, how we show up to the world may be shifting in very different ways. Uranus rules very different and kind of weird ways. Oh, Norway. Okay, interesting. So you're in Norway.
But it's possible that she had some past lives in Lemuria, which is
Lemuria,
relating to Australia. So
interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting too, because Norway I consider to be like a very sacred place as well, with a lot of sacred sites. So the spirits of the land you're on are grateful for you. Whatever you're doing there is very important. So that's very cool. So yeah, this is about how you show up to the world and being yourself fearlessly and confidently, which I'm sure you already are, and being in your gifts. And I keep hearing like you are grateful and spirit acknowledges that you're grateful. And that's what makes you more abundant and enjoying in life when we're in that gratitude of life. So it's very positive to have Jupiter in your sun, moon, or rising sign, and you have Jupiter in your rising sign. And I think it's very interesting for us Taurus risings, having Uranus and Taurus right now. We're being invited to do really different, even Aquarian things in a different way that we've maybe never done before, that can seem kind of weird to the people around us, especially if we've got a Taurus influence, because usually we're pretty easy to predict. But yeah, it's normal for us Taurus placements to be doing different Aquarian kind of things.
And I
So
love what Lakeside Laura just said, even your energy could be healing the land growth. So I'm
totally.
feeling that very much. I think Lakeside Laura, you're right on the money. And I feel like it's also a common theme for some reason for this new moon. And you mentioned earlier, Meg, that we have a grand trine in earth signs. So this
Mhm.
is really powerful with this earth energy. And a grand trine, well, a trine is a support, a supportive energy. So if we have a grand trine, that means we have three perfect trines, well, almost perfect trines. So it feels like it's a lot of support from the land and from the ancestors for everybody. So we're being activated by the land and we're helping the natural process, but also the earth is helping us. Um,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, very cool. I don't know what
Thank
you
you, Meg.
do, Grow Wench, but you have a very healing energy for sure, it feels like.
Mm,
So very
that's
beautiful.
beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Meg, for that beautiful reading. That was beautiful. Wow. I feel like we're getting a lot more than I expected from this Virgo new moon, which I thought was going to be more about traditional Virgo topics, which is usually health, work. Um, it can also be about, like, let's say, crisis situation, death. But I feel like this time around, it's more earth related. So it feels very positive. And also, don't forget to for everybody watching to do some form of, let's say, ritual meditation. Just set some personal affirmations, intentions for your own personal manifestation, and maybe also for the collective manifestation, because I'm feeling that there's a strong unity for everybody from the community watching and sending their own light into where they are locally. But I'm feeling all together with this Uranian energy trining. So Uranus is like a system, a community. So I feel like we're helping each other make sure that we're manifesting the best timeline possible for everybody, for the earth as well. So I'm feeling like it's a powerful time to set intention for your personal manifestation, but also don't forget to also have a, let's say, an intention for the earth.
Mhm.
That would be my
And
message
can I
for,
just sorry,
yeah,
Julie, can I just say I feel like oh, it just paused. Can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Okay, that's good. I feel like Virgo is a really underrated sign of how important it actually is, and I've been coming to that realization in recent years of, everything in astrology is based off what's practically going on, which is Virgo. What is practically going on? What is the practical solution or routine? So, this is the time of year in the Northern Hemisphere when we harvest, right? We're harvesting the food. So, Virgo rules harvesting and preparation and routine. And if we're not grounded in our routines and our preparation, we're not going to have any food to get
Mm,
through the winter onto the other side of the spring and summer, unless you live somewhere where there's easy food access all year round. But it's so important as a foundation in life to have those Virgo aspects really in check. Our routines, how we are day to day, our diet, our wellness practice. It can sound like boring stuff. And I feel like Virgos can get a really bad rap sometime, but it's so underrated, I feel like, especially for those of us that are spiritual, doing this kind of work. We need to be grounded or else we have no foundation at all. So with this new moon, and Julie's going, yeah.
yeah.
And with the new moon in Virgo, this is literally one of the absolute best times of the year that's in natural alignment for us to start a new routine.
Mm,
That's something that we may talk about a lot. Start this new routine, do this new thing, but this is literally one of the best times where you will be able to just start doing a new routine. Like for me personally, I'm a Taurus rising 20 degrees, and for the past 2 years, the eclipses have been happening in my sixth house and my 12th house.
right.
Ever since the eclipses started activating my sixth house, I am able to actually make shifts in my wellness and routines that I wasn't able to do before. And it's in natural alignment if you step into that. So, for all of us with this new moon in Virgo, it's very much in alignment for us to make some kind of to start anything new. It could be a routine, it could be a mindset or a belief, any kind of practice. And you will be shocked, you guys, at how you will be able to do it, for sure.
Wow, yes, I totally agree with you. And I've been thinking about how Saturn in Pisces has been influencing us so much over the past weeks. I'm feeling like this energy has been so strong. And as you have said in previous shows, Saturn doesn't like to be in the energy of Pisces because Saturn is a very grounding energy. It likes discipline, hard work, boundaries. Whereas Pisces is very floaty, very spiritual driven, wants to connect with source, connect with other people without any kind of boundaries. So those energies are very conflicting. And Saturn is actually now going retrograde in the sign of Pisces and will hit the 0 degree of Pisces once it turns back into going direct. So its influence, I feel, will get even more emphasized throughout the next weeks until I feel like the end of the year. But what I was kind of experiencing and observing, especially with the people that have strong Pisces around me, is that, or not even just the people that have strong Pisces, but mostly, there's some form of reality check that this energy brings to you. And I know we've been talking about it, Meg and I, but and since Pisces is the opposing sign of Virgo, what you were just describing there, I think, is the balancing energy that we need in order to put Saturn in check or have this kind of healthy balance between spirituality, oneness, no boundaries, and the ability to put that down into reality, into practicality, into having a healthy body, a healthy vessel, because we're not just a soul, we're an embodied soul on earth living in temporary existence, and we need to take care of that vessel, Virgo. So I'm feeling like this Virgo energy and this Virgo season is here to teach us some really important stuff about this kind of balance. And if we are not willing to put in this work or effort, which is kind of the Virgo energy, I feel like this Saturn in Pisces is like a big red flag in your face, forcing you to have a reality check that maybe you don't want to have. What do you think?
Well, that's very profound. I totally agree with that. And that's so important what you just brought up. That's kind of like one of the astrological remedies you can do, right? If there's something going on in the astrology that can be really funky and kind of challenging for us to deal with, Saturn in Pisces, like you said, Saturn doesn't like being in Pisces. We go to the opposite sign, Virgo, like you said, and focusing on some of the Virgo themes in life to balance that out. And Tim is saying here, I'm having my second Saturn return right now. And this is a big theme for the Saturn and Pisces, the Saturn and Pisces generations that are going through their first, second, or third Saturn returns, is reality checks and being honest with yourself. Because you're born with Saturn in Pisces and you're having that Saturn return right now. So this new moon in Virgo can be particularly very powerful and a great ally for everyone going through their Saturn return in Pisces, because I feel like that can be hard to have. It's different for everybody. Depends what house you have Saturn in Pisces, the degree, the aspects, but that's, can be challenging, right?
Yeah, but I also feel like totally with you on what you just said, but I also feel like your second one, you probably have already some key information, some key experiences, some key lessons that you learned from your first Saturn return. So the second one is usually a lot softer than the first one. But we're with you, Tim, and hoping you're going to have a good one. And it's going to bring some rewards for your hard-earned work with that Saturn in Pisces. And if you are doing martial arts, which I'm kind of, that would be my guess with your name, Tim. I think it's a beautiful expression of that Saturn and Pisces energy. Pisces is very spiritual and Saturn likes discipline. So if that's the case, let me know. But I think that would be a really good way to channel that Saturn return.
That's awesome. He's literally doing like probably one of the best remedies you can do for having that, because he just said it's my sixth house. So that's awesome.
Oh, Yeah, and plus in the sixth house. Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Really agree with you. Wow. Okay, let's go for some questions because we have quite a lot of questions there.
Okay.
And I just started a comment here from Brit Marriage. She says, I've seen many blue orbs the last day and some golden orbs too. And I don't know if I can bring it up, but I'll try later on. I have a birthday picture when I'm blowing a candle, and there's a blue orb right here. And Elena took the picture, and we took like 4 or 5, and the blue orb is still on me, like moving. So it's crazy that you see that as well. Meg, can we pull cards with the blue orbs? What's up with them, and what do they mean? What's their message? I'm
What
very
is
curious about that.
Okay, what's up with these blue orbs? That's funny because I feel like I saw something on Telegram about that too. Someone else seeing blue orbs.
Oh, I know that Janine has a lot usually around her when she channels or when she
Oh,
does a
really?
live.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So we've got the trine sextile card, which in astrology, you guys, we have aspects, which are the relationships between the planets to each other. And trines and sextiles are the most positive aspects. So this is saying this is something good and positive going on, these blue orbs. And we've got, oh my God. Okay, this is so weird. We've got the Cancer card, which it's not blue, but that kind of looks like an orb. Even though it's the moon, it
Yeah.
looks a little bit like an orb going on. Cancer and Scorpio with also Pluto that looks similar to a blue orb as well. This is interesting because Cancer and Scorpio are two water signs. They're two very spiritual signs. And the immediate intuitive hit as soon as I started pulling the cards is that actually the blue orbs are showing us how the energy on the earth is raising in vibration. And we're going to start to see more orbs. It's going to become like normal.
Whoa, so
Part of
cool.
our frequencies raising up, and that there used to be. It's feeling like I'm feeling like we used to physically actually see orbs on other time periods in the planet where the energy would have been higher when we were in a light age or entering a light age. So there's things that we're going to start seeing and experiencing that humans haven't for over 12,000 years since we've been in this dark age.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And with that trine card, it's also they're here to support, as you said, like the bring some higher energies. And Carol is also saying we recently talked about the blue lights as well, right? Yes. And I just had the card pictured in my head, which was like the portal card. I don't know if you remember, Meg, and there was this blue light in the middle. So it was kind of like we're going through a big initiation transition, and as I'm saying that, I see 333 with the number of people live. Whoa. So big confirmation. So yes, I feel like it's some form of initiation, transformation. We're moving from one density to another, as you kind of said also in your own words. So those blue orbs are seems like they're assisting this process, and we're going to be able to see more. So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
I love that. Okay, I have okay, so James, this I answered this one. Okay, let's answer Chesco L25. Chesco L25. Thank you so much, Chesco. What message is trying to come through to me that I'm not understanding? Thank you, ladies, for all you do. Okay. Should I do this one? Okay, I'll do this
Yeah,
one.
I was feeling like you should do this one.
Okay. So what message is trying to come through you? Okay. Interesting. So I have the Pillar of Light card for you, Chesco, and it says on the card, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So I think the message is that you have a way stronger intuition that you think at the moment. So your guides are trying to send you as much synchronicities and messages as they can in order for you to have more confidence in your own psychic gifts and intuition, because it feels like you have a really high vibration and you are about to discover even more of, let's say, maybe it's sounds, maybe it's visual, maybe it's just clear messages coming through, but you have your own way of channeling that is getting highlighted even more. So this is a message I'm getting for you, Chesco. Let me know in the chat if it resonates. Okay.
Cool.
Let's go for another one. That was fun. So that's for you, Meg. So Jenny here. Thank you so much, Jenny. I am a Cancer Sun, Aquarius Moon, and Scorpio Rising. Okay, so I'll pull the chart, so maybe it's going to help. My MC and Venus are both at 19 degrees in Leo. So midheaven and Venus are both, wow, so Venus on your midheaven, that's a cool position. 19 degree of Leo. Please tell me I have some sort of financial relief. Okay, so I'll pull the chart for you, Jenny. So Cancer Sun, Aquarius Moon for Scorpio Rising for the new moon.
Sorry, there's a dog barking downstairs. We're dog sitting. Forgive me, you guys.
No problem at all.
Interesting that Jenny, the dog, is barking for you.
Oh, so a strong message for Jenny.
Do you hear how loud he's barking?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I feel like when we have things like that going on, when there's like an animal or like a train going by or a phone goes off, it's like, pay attention. I always feel that when that happens, it's like, pay attention. There's something going on that's important. So, okay, Jenny, we need to figure out what's going on with you. So you're asking, please tell me I have some sort of financial relief. Okay, well, Pluto is entering Aquarius and you're an Aquarius moon. So that's one thing that's going to be happening starting in January again. And Pluto rules hidden money. Okay. So I don't know what degree your moon is in Aquarius, but for all Aquarians, sun, moon, rising, or big placements, there could be hidden money starting to come forward, which means like returns on investments, inheritances, people randomly, I was going to say obsessing with you, which is Pluto, but not obsessing with you, investing in you. Geez Louise. That's really good for those kind of hidden money aspects. But let's see.
Like that could be a nice lapsus, because you know her Venus is on her midheaven, and Venus will be back on her midheaven, conjuncting her natal Venus as well, and midheaven. So I think people can obsess over you, and it could put you also in a really good position in your career, in your visibility at a public spot. So Venus on your midheaven is pretty good position to, let's see, how can we say that, transfer things around, move things around with your financial situation. It's going to bring some opportunities, I'm pretty sure.
And I feel like that's one of the best places to have, or sorry, one of the best aspects to have, Venus on your midheaven. So Julie and I talk about that a lot. Anything right on your rising or on your midheaven within 5 degrees or exactly conjunct, that's very powerful and a very big influence. So having Venus on your midheaven, yeah, you are attractive to people. And we've been having Venus retrograde and we're still in Venus post-shadow period. So I feel like her name's Jenny, right?
Yeah.
Jenny, I think what we've been having this Venus retrograde has particularly affected you very much because you have Venus in Leo. For sure. So I feel like by the end of the month, when we're out of the Venus post-shadow, or the next week or two, I can't remember the exact date, we come out of it, but that's going to start to help for sure once Venus goes direct. That's going to be really good. And let me see here.
The other thing I wanted to bring up when I look at this chart, which is for Scorpio rising, is that the South node is at the moment transiting the sign in Libra. So for you, that means that you have the South node or the eclipse axis in your 6th and 12th house for a while. So whenever people that are Libra rising or Scorpio rising, having that in their 12th house, it can also equal losses. It can also equals material losses. So I would say one of the best remedies for that is probably to do something spiritual or to be in service, because the South Node is an energy that's not attached to the material. It wants spiritual evolution. It wants to be in service to humanity, to other people. So the more you're generous with your time, your energy, involved in, let's say, charities or just causes that you believe in, or helping people, or just doing something selflessly in general, is the South Node. So it's going to bring back some abundance for you. So the 12th house is a very difficult energy to deal with, and the South Node as well. So if we combine both, I think the best remedy is probably that. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it helps. Did you have something else to add to that for Jenny?
No, that was really good, Julie. I agree with that.
So hope that it helps, Jenny. And lastly, I just wanted to say that Jupiter is transiting your 7th house. So any type of projects with a partner, a partnership can be very rewarding financially. So let's hope you're on that way already. So thank you, Jenny, and hope it helps.
Look
yes.
at what Jenny's saying. She says, ironically, I've been wanting to go volunteer at a shelter playing with dogs. Okay.
No. Wow, that's way too synchronistic with the dog barking and me talking about the charities.
So
yes, Jenny, that's a big yes. So I think the
Phoebe here
message
was saying, pay attention. You're right. You know what to do. That's your astrological remedy.
yeah,
Wow.
because whenever we channel it in the best way possible with, let's say, within the options of the energies we're dealing with, you're actually co-creating the best expression of that energy, and you're avoiding all the, let's say, worst manifestation, which can be like material losses of any kind, of losing someone. So yes, charity with the dogs is a great channel way of channeling this energy.
Wow.
Woo!
Cool.
Crazy night.
Yeah, crazy night. Should we bring up some of the Rumble?
Yes.
What are
Thank
they
you.
called in Rumble? Not super chats.
Rants.
Rants. The rants. Yeah. So, okay, let's see here. We've got Katmar. Thank you, Katmar. Says, my B-Day is December 27th, 1963, and believe I'm in a Saturn Pluto return too. Can you pull cards for the remainder of the year or spring when it finally exits? Thank you. Love you, ladies. So, okay, Pluto return we don't have because that happens every 240 years. But Saturn.
Maybe she means that this Saturn is on her natal Pluto.
Saturn may be on her natal Pluto.
That's what I would understand from that.
Okay, got it. So, okay, that's not easy to deal with, Katmar. Having the two malefics dancing together that you're dealing with. So let's see the remainder of the year. Definitely will get lighter, I feel like, when Pluto goes into Aquarius in January, for sure. Because Pluto in Capricorn, I think, is one of the heavier places to have Pluto. So that'll be a big shift for all of us when that happens. And let's see, your cards for the rest of the year. Wow, there's definitely an energy shift going on because we've got Sagittarius. My face looks so weird on that video. The Sagittarius card, which is expansion and change, higher knowledge, spiritual courses, higher learning, travel. Expansion is the key word. So that's saying, yes, the energy is shifting. So that Saturn, Pluto thing you've got going on is definitely shifting by the end of the year and into next year. And I feel like there's a lot of spiritual activation and awareness happening for you right now. The Cancer card, the Neptune card, and the Sagittarius card. So I heard one of my astrology teachers say last night something that I was like, that is so true, is that when we have those really hard transits, we don't like going through them. We don't look forward to going through them, but we actually gain the most growth going through them. compared to, yay, I've got my Jupiter return, or yay, I've got Venus on, when we've got the things that everybody is excited for, we actually gain the most growth and inner strength from some of those harder transits. They make us wiser. They raise our vibration because we go through initiations.
Yeah.
For sure. So yes, Katmar, the energy is really shifting. I would even say before the end of the year for you, for sure.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, we had a famous Saturn-Pluto conjunction that was going on for everybody at the beginning of 2020, and we all know what unfolded from there. So it was very hard at first because it was a big challenge for humanity as a whole to learn how disillusioned most people were. And a lot of people gained a lot of, let's say, spiritual awakening from that hard experience. So if we look at it as being like an initiation for humanity, I think in your personal life, Cat Bear, if I'm not mistaken, I think it can be also some portal of achieving a whole other level of spirituality and psychic gifts, as we have experience with the collective, if that makes sense.
That
This
is
is
so true.
such a huge portal of initiation. Yeah. You are strong. We believe in you and sending you the best energies to go through that. And I'm sure you'll do just fine. Wow. Hi, Ben. Nice to see you. Hi, beautiful BM family. Nice to see you as well. Okay. I have another question. Okay. From Nicole Leroux. Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much for your support. Very generous. Hi, Julie and Meg. I'm a triple Cancer. Sun, Neptune, Mercury. Wow.
Wow.
Sag rising and Taurus moon. Just like our beautiful Meg. I have been feeling so off since my brother's death in 2020. So sorry for your loss, Nicole. I'm 64, retired, and my sensitivity is off the charts. Yes, very Cancer-like. Any positive coming my way? What do you feel like doing for Nicole?
Did we both pull for Nicole?
Yes, good idea.
And she says in the comments, I feel so low in energy. I feel like I'm dying. You know what's also interesting, Julie? I've never asked you about this, but Pluto and Capricorn in those last degrees, Cancer is the opposite sign to Capricorn. So I feel like I talked about when we did the new Astro Woo for September, I was like saying, Capricorns, we're going to have Pluto out of your sign soon. You're going to feel a lot lighter. But I just realized now, maybe the Cancers are kind of going through a similar thing to the Capricorns right now, with Pluto being in Capricorn and that being the opposite sign, where they may be going through that heaviness.
That makes so much sense. In a more indirect kind of way, but still a challenging way. That makes a lot of sense. And right before I pull cards, Ellie is saying to Nicole, try some bioavailable copper and magnesium together. It really helps with our energy level. And also, I have to say, with my new copper bracelet, I think it has helped with my energy level. What about you, Meg?
Yeah, I've definitely, as soon as I put this on, I felt it. For sure. And it's interesting because I don't know, I'm not an expert at this kind of stuff, but there was, you get that green color the first few days, and now it's completely gone. There's no more green. So I feel like things might have been getting purged out of me, not just what the copper usually does, but yeah, copper would be really good, Nicole. Doing earthing, doing lots of earthing can help getting connected to the electromagnetic field of the earth. I'm going to pull some cards here for you too.
Looks like Laura's saying, I'm wearing my copper bracelet. Yes.
Okay, this is an interesting one. You created this situation and you have the power to change it. Okay, these are my Archangel Michael cards. So maybe that makes sense to you right away. Maybe that will make sense later, but reflect on, okay, how does that make sense? You created this situation and you have the power to change it. We are in control of our lives. So if you feel like you're dying, I'm hearing Spirit say this, if you feel like you're dying, if you're feeling really down, okay, I'm hearing Spirit go, snap, 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 snap. What do we need to do to shift the energy now? Okay, what do we need to do to shift the energy now? If you've tried a lot of things and it's not working, do we need to call a friend? Do we need to call a family member? Do we need to do something? I think you said you have a Taurus moon or rising, Nicole, like me. Do we need to start doing a physical practice? I know sometimes I'm really like not wanting to do that with that Taurus energy. Do we need to do more physical exertion, move the energy? I'm hearing spirits say, move the energy and explore your options. I feel like moving physically can really help you right now. And as a Cancer, with all that Cancer, you are feeling everything going on. You Cancers, I love you guys, are so empathic and sensitive. So move the energy, because Cancers can be like Pisces sponges sometimes, where they're absorbing what's going on to the point where then that can make us feel down and low. If that makes sense, Nicole, I hope that makes sense. It's not, I'm not feeling like it's all your stuff. I'm feeling it's also things you're absorbing around you. What do you think, Julie?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And the card I got for Nicole is The Great Gathering, and it says it's all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. So first message I got was definitely a feeling of grounding in the earth. So I feel like the message you got with being more, let's say, doing something physical to change the energy, I'm feeling like you have to travel somewhere physically. You have to be to a certain location, maybe a sacred site. And I'm feeling like the
Mhm.
plan from the universe is that you're going to meet with fellow soul tribe members. As we can see here, it's all about soul tribes. And you're going to connect with important people for your life path. And this is going to ground and help you ground the energy even more. But you need to shift the energy by moving and um changing places for some reason. So I don't know, Nicole, if that makes any sense, if you had like your eye on some specific location, sacred site, but it feels like you have people to meet there. So here's the message, Nicole. Wow,
Beautiful.
I love that. And thank you so much. Monoblock is saying no questions, just thankful for the beautiful uplifting energies you all bring. Thank you. Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. Appreciate that so much.
This is cool. What Jenny says as well for Nicole. If you're somewhere near a drum circle, music and dancing
Mm,
is amazing.
I
Yeah.
love that. That's a great idea. It's
Mhm.
also really great to shift the energy and also ground, I guess. The drumming sound is very grounding and helps you connect with the earth. Wow. Okay. Love that. Let's do maybe one last question.
Sure.
Okay. Have I done this one? Okay. This question from Carolyn. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Pisces Sun, Leo Rising, Aquarius Moon. Okay, very intuitive.
Mhm.
Why do I keep seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, or 2, 4? What's the message? Why am I here? Thanks, ladies. Okay, let's maybe pull a card each, and then maybe we'll have different puzzle pieces for Carolyn.
Wow. Okay. I don't get this one a lot, but I love when it comes through Archangel Michael cards. Eternal love. Okay. And it
Wow.
says, my prayer, help me perceive all of the love that surrounds me so that I can feel safe receiving, expressing, and giving love. I feel like, Carolyn, the universe, your guides, your ancestors, your whole team around you wants you to know how loved you are. And they're showing you all those things, partially to let you know how on track you are. And hi, Carolyn, I think we've spoken before. You're on track, you're in alignment, and you are totally loved and supported. And if you've recently lost a loved one, or if there's someone on the other side that you miss, I feel like it could be uh, some ancestors, some loved ones on the other side, also letting you know that they're with you.
Interesting. Okay, I have a different message for Carolyn.
Okay.
First thing when I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, I had kind of the download that 1, 2, 3, 4 usually means that you're, well, like you said, Meg, you're on the right path, but there's something the energies are building to a certain momentum that's about to come. And you have also Jupiter in your 10th house, about to conjunct with Uranus at the spring of 2024. So that's a big conjunction happening in your public sphere, career. So it's like the energies are building and you don't really see necessarily where is it going right now. But 1, 2, 3, 4 is like building blocks to, let's say, some form of achievement coming into your life. And the card that I pulled was trust the timing. So trust the wave you wait a minute. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So sometimes maybe you're discouraged because it's not going as fast as you'd like, or maybe you don't know where you're going exactly. But it feels like the timing element is very much key to, let's say, unraveling everything that the universe has for you, has in store for you. And also, the other message I have is you're an Aquarius moon. So don't forget that you're not here to follow the conventions that society had put together. You're here to have your own way of doing things, and you're gonna be maybe a rebel in some form, in some shape or form, or you're gonna do things your own way, and that's okay, in your own timing too. So don't compare yourself to other people. Hope that helps, Carolyn. Wow, Meg, that was an amazing show. We're already more than an hour going strong. Nico says, thank you for this reading. Our pleasure. Wow. Okay. So right before we leave you, Meg, would you like to pull some cards maybe for, let's say, okay, from now until the first eclipse, which is going to be on October 14th, what's the message of the universe? What shall we do?
Okay, I'm going to pull one card. What's our main message from the angels and ancestors oracle for us from now until the first eclipse? Whoa, I've never pulled that before. Direction guardian, choose your path.
Oh,
that feels like very powerful. So direction guardian makes me think of, the sacred 7 directions in paganism and shamanism that we call in when we're entering into a sacred space or ceremony, but also direction of life. I'm hearing spirit say, what are you feeding? Because that is the direction that you're going. Virgo, if you're doing something day to day, if you're doing day to day routine that is not going to get you where you want to go, you're not going to get there, is what it's making me feel like. So this is very Virgo in nature. I feel like our routines are really, really, this new moon in Virgo is very important preparation for this upcoming eclipse season. What do we need to also cleanse out? Even though it's a new moon, Virgo does rule cleansing. Virgo and Scorpio can be cleanses, cleansing, cleaning out, to be in the right path and the right direction. And sometimes that's not easy. Sometimes that's people that aren't in our right direction or path anymore, or groups of people, or things that we love to do, but we're all shifting so much in this time right now that it's very important to pay attention to what is feeding and nurturing us and what is toxic to us, what doesn't serve our direction and our path. What, like Virgo, when we water the plants every day, or we, what do we feed the plants and animals? We wouldn't give them poison. We wouldn't give them toxicity, because then they wouldn't grow and they wouldn't survive on their path forward. What are we feeding ourselves with? I hope that makes sense. I feel like that has a lot to do with this new moon. And like Julie said, it's really good time to do either a meditation or some kind of ritual and tune into it ourselves and see what we feel from it and what wisdom can come through, because we got those wisdom cards.
Wow. I love this message, Meg. And like Laura says, make room for what's to come. Yes, I believe so. And just by the title of this card you pull, Meg, I'm feeling some kind of timeline energy, like choose your timeline.
Ooh.
And I feel like, to carry on with what you were saying, it's choose your path, but yes, choose your timeline, but not just with your intention, also with your actions, because we're in Virgo season. And we're just about to have this Virgo new moon. So you have to show up with your actions and tell the universe on what path and what timeline you are. I love that.
Cool.
Whoa. I feel like we channeled an important message tonight. That felt really great.
Mhm.
So if you would like a wonderful appointment, one-on-one consultation with the wonderful, the only Meg Moonbeam, you can do so on maisonjupiter.com. So 2 choices of appointments. So first of all, the birth chart appointment, which is centered on your own cosmic blueprint, or the 1-year personal forecast, where Meg looks at all your astrology transits for the year ahead. And of course, if you would like to book with her, that's Beyond Mystic is the discount code you're looking at for 10% off your next reading. And I believe you have some open space at the end of October. Is that correct?
That is correct. Right in the middle of the eclipse season.
Whoa. Yeah, so if you also want to look at where the eclipse are going to fall in your birth chart, what house are going to activate, and we're also entering into a whole new axis of eclipses. So check out the show tomorrow, the Astro Decode, because we're going to give you a lot more details on those eclipses. But we're opening up a whole new axis of a year and a half of eclipses in the relationship axis. So yes, a lot of relationship transformation, and depending where it falls in your own birth chart, so what house are getting activated, it's going to feel different for you. So you're going to have eclipses along 2 houses in your birth chart. So you'll be called by the universe to transform 2 sectors of your life for the next year and a half, starting this month of October. So if you'd like to have more guidance regarding that, book with Meg. She's the one you're looking for. Wow, thank you so much for James is saying, don't think, just book the reading. Thank you, James, love it. Beautiful. So, and of course, I forgot to say, if you would like also to book your own personalized birth chart, if you are, let's say, starting to look at astrology and you'd like to know more about your own blueprint, that's going to be your let's say your compass for this incarnation on Earth. Here on Maison Jupiter, we do offer the personalized birth chart, which is a art print of your own birth chart in the color of your choice, digital art print. And it comes also with a 15 to 20 pages report explaining your most important placement and astrological alignment. So that's a good first start into diving into your personal astrology. And maybe you'll want to dive deeper and also have a consultation with Meg. That's another option too, of course. Yeah, Fairy Lice is saying exciting changes ahead. Yes, indeed, very exciting changes. So tune in tomorrow if you'd like to know more about the eclipses. That's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern on the Maison Jupiter channel for the Astro Decode. And right before that, at 3, we're going to have the Beyond Disclosure episode with Dick Algeyer and Jean-Claude from Beyond Mystic. And I think I'm not forgetting anything. If you appreciated this episode, please don't forget to give it a like and also subscribe to both channels. We really appreciate your support. And looking forward to see you tomorrow with this Astro Decode show. Thank you so much, Meg, for all your beautiful wisdom as usual.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys.
Au revoir, everybody.
Au revoir.